Very confident, isn't he, the keeper? Way out his box there. Ball rolled back to him.
With 2 in red closing him down too. That's a lovely pass that by Reece Nelson. Sets Marlon away here. He's got a bit of help. Tyrell Warren was there too, so was Barrett.
Don't let him out, don't let him out.
Don't let him out was the shout, but they have. And this is Nketiah. Anywhere will do from Dunn.
Yeah, Marlon showing his pace again there.
Part of the challenge of playing in this Division 1 of the Merit Group fixture plan, if you like, at the end of this season, is playing against teams who, once they get ahead, don't surrender their lead. Think of teams like Liverpool and Chelsea and Arsenal, and indeed for the other sides up against a team like Manchester United. These games are meant to be tough, and so this one is proving. Burkhardt, Bowie.
Just crowded out again, yellow shots forcing them away from the goals.
This is Hamilton for Bowie again. Offside 2-2 stepping in and winning it back for Arsenal. Willock to McGuane. Now Marlon, who's just drifted into a central position from wide left. Marlon again. Only 2 to pick out here for Arsenal, and in the end it's not enough for offside 2-2.
Yeah, just having a bit of possession. They look a little bit more different from the beginning of the first half. As you say, Marlon's switched it around a little bit. He's a good 2-footed player, but he's quick. Doesn't bother him going inside.
This is Nelson, who's had a relatively quiet game in some ways, but he's been trying to make things happen for Arsenal. United effectively at the moment a little bit of a man down, you might say. Zach He's still trying to recover from having that ball blasted at him from close range. We're all thinking of you, Zach. Swift turn by Marlon, left by Nketiah. The touches by Willock. Out to Nelson. Enjoying their time on the ball now, Arsenal, which they certainly weren't in the first 15 minutes of the game.
Yeah, can't get the ball off him at the moment. We've got to stop the cross.
Away by Warren. It's a bit about survival in this game at the moment.
We've got to dig in at the moment, yeah. It looks as if they've got the sort of taste for it, if you like. The organisation's back in the game. 2 centre-backs who looked a bit shaky in that first half hour. Not really been tested the second half.
That's lovely from Nketiah, who's looking to pull it back for Marlon, and he could have finished it maybe there. Certainly would have given United a huge task.
That's a big let-off, obviously. Ball stuck under his feet there, Marlon. He's had 2 or 3 runs to give us a fright already in the second half. Just got to dig in, got to get closer to people, try and get the ball back.
Even though there's lots of time on the clock and lots of talent on the pitch, a 2-0 lead for us at this stage would be difficult to recover from. Here's Willock. Got the first, looking to make the second, and he very nearly did, but from terrific defending from Kenyon.
Yeah, I think the Arsenal players are shouting for a handball or an arm ball, if you like. Got himself positioned back into that far post. Helped out of the way. Shoulder maybe. Thing was anyway, he's there to do just that. He's good awareness, Kenyon, getting back in. That's a chance for Marlon. Scuffed it really, maybe the pitch would beat him.
Arsenal looking for number 2. Headed away by Hamilton, not very far though, only to McGuane. Willock gives it back to him. Burkhart working hard to get it back.
No foul! No foul!
Willock fired towards the goalkeeper. It was nearly taken out of his hands there.
Great little ball in. Always going to cause a problem.
Joseph Olowu was the player on the ball there, and who was sniffing around for that cross in from Willock.
Just needed a toe poke on that, and he's probably going to score.
Arsenal charging forward again. This time it's Burkhart who gets it away.
Good header as well. Unfortunately, there's nobody up the pitch for us. But he's really ran his socks off, Burkhart, everywhere. He's got a whack for his troubles there as well.
Arsenal's turn to dominate this game. Nketiah. Gribben wins it back, then he's unfortunate, just bounces off the ankles. Burkhart steps in. Arsenal retain possession though. This is where United need to find their goal-scoring feet.
Yeah, it's not easy chasing the ball, David. Mentally it's tiring, but they've got to just dig in at the moment. They've got the bit between the teeth, using the full width of the pitch, making United chase to try to get it back.
This United side has scored at least twice in each of the last 10 games. 30 goals in their last 9 matches, 56 in the last 18 games.
He's done well again, Burkhart. He has to run with that. He's looking to get a throw in there. Nobody up the pitch, he had to hold on to it. Got caught with a flailing arm. And at least it allows us to push up and get red shots up the pitch now.
This is the cross in from Joseph Willock, rather, that caused the problems in the United defence.
Great little ball in, curling in, bounces. Keeper Richardson thinks it might just come into his arms, but in the pitch in that goalmouth there, it sort of stood up a little bit. But any little touch on that from the on-rushing forward player for Arsenal was going to score.
Let's take a check on that bit of defending from Kenyon, which saved United's bacon really here. Arsenal, a few were screaming for handball.
A few were, yeah. It's just, I think it was his shoulder, to be fair, but he's got back on the line. Yeah, the rest never going to give. You're always going to shout for handball, but it was his shoulder there, so. But nevertheless, he was bright enough to get back in there on the goal line.
Nishan Burkhart just getting a bit of attention. We can just remind you of the fact that, of course, the first team are in action twice in the next few days. Tomorrow, Matchday Live begins at 5. Celta Vigo, of course, the opponents in the Europa League. And then, of course, on Sunday, the first team take on Arsenal. Build-up starts at 1 o'clock. And on Monday, it's the reserves who take on Arsenal, live from the Emirates at 6:30. Do join us for that. As now we turn our attentions back to Arsenal.
So it's been 5 days of Arsenal. It was going to be 5 days eventually of Arsenal.
Burkhart is back with us. United don't really have attacking options on the bench, so they'll want to keep the likes of Burkhart and Gribben and Durnley and Bowie all on the field. Fausto Michela, the most attacking of the substitutes remaining for Kieran McKenna. Here's Josh De Silva. For an Arsenal side looking to try and put the game to bed. They can't relax yet with their single goal lead, especially with players like Gribben around. Whelan working hard to back him up. This is Nelson, finding a bit of space. Looking for an option in the middle. Might fall for Marlon! Great stop by the really strong legs of Theo Richardson there.
He's done well, that's what he's there for. Doesn't matter how you save it. That looked sure it was going to be 2-0. Nelson done the run 40 yards across the pitch. Great ball in. He can just take his time, Marlon, make sure he keeps it down on target, but Richardson's saved the bacon there with the second goal going in.
Well, that is an excellent save. And he was the only person there who was going to keep Manchester United in the game. We're going to see a United change here. And I do think it's actually going to be the end of the game for Nishan Burkhardt here, which is sad to report because you don't want to see anyone go off injured, but particularly you don't want to lose your centre forward when you need a goal.
No, for me, he's had a great game, David, and he's not had a lot of things to go on, but he's chased, he's ran, he's harried, especially in the last 20 minutes.
As one door closes for one player, another one opens for someone else. James Garner with an under-18s debut, stepping up from the under-16s, and straight into defensive action here from this Arsenal corner. Whelan got the touch. Back it goes towards Richardson. It's headed away by Kenyon. Whelan, little back heel. And it'll be De Silva now, who loses out to Kenyon. A chance for United here maybe, but Kenyon can't find Bowie.
Just need a bit more on it, further in the channel for him, because he's got pace that would have hurt them. Just seems as if every little sort of ball bouncing about is going to an Arsenal yellow shirt at the moment. It was going our way in the first half, but it just seemed to really be just reading the situation just that little bit better. Getting a bit of luck perhaps as well, but certainly the last 10 minutes it's been hard to get the ball back.
The problem now is we've had 3/4 of the game. Arsenal still lead and have a free kick here given away by Ethan Hamilton.
That little bit more experience, they just take their time a little bit now. They've already seen that with them so poking the ball away 10-15 yards at free kicks, but now they've got or they've had decent possession for the last 10 minutes. You can sense that they're getting near the end of the game. But Richardson's kept it in there. If it goes to 2-0, it becomes really difficult.
Kwame Ampadu, vastly experienced throughout the Football League. He's passed all of that on to these young players, and